All right, so yes, orientation, here we are. That was awesome. It's so nice to have newcomers. It's so cool to like get to know where everybody's coming from, like Kat said. So um we went through our introductions. The next piece I want to go over, and this is just like we're doing this because we didn't do it in years prior, and I was like, I feel like we really need to do that, where just like the process of week to week and month to month, how to access the group and how it all works. And I, believe it or not, I actually struggle a lot with technology. It really sometimes boggles my mind. So it's nice to be like, have your hand held through that process. And I know there are others here that struggle with that, like me. So I'll show you all. I'm going to give you a little tour of my website and our group page, and how to access the Zoom link, which I'm forever experimenting with the best practice around that. So I apologize for any of the hiccups along the way, because I'm just forever learning about all that. So I'm going to share my screen, and you should be able to see my website. I guess I'll make it full screen. Okay, so this is my homepage of my website. And so there's a couple ways you can get to our group from this homepage. One is if you hover over community and you just go down to member login. That's going to bring you to a login page. And as soon as you log in, it should bring you to the groups page. The other way to access it is just by scrolling down on that homepage and clicking login right here. So when you click login, I'm already logged in, so it skipped the part where you need to log in. But the first page it's going to bring you to is called a groups feed. And I wish I could like somehow figure out how to surpass this page, because I only have the one group. But the reason this page exists is because if I were to have several groups and you're part of several groups, it's a constant feed of the activity that's going on in all the different groups. So that's what this page is. So once you get here, you go to the right, and this is where the Herbalist Collaborative group page is. So then you'll click that. And then this is our groups page. So I just have sort of an introductory statement here where you can just look at the general layout of the weeks that each week of the month. Week 1 is our plant journey meditation. Week 2 is our case studies with Kat Meyer. Week 3 is our business development workspace. And week 4 is our community gathering. I put a link here. This just brings you back to the information page about the Herbalist Collaborative if you just want to get any other information, any other details. But so the group page this is the discussion. There are files, which you all have access to now. So these are just different forms that you can download. So we've got a protocol and invoice template. I basically just kind of share with you all the content that I use, the forms that I use. Soap notes, you should have received that in your like welcome email when you signed up. I just created this year because Kat is going to teach us all about soap notes. So I wanted everybody to just have access to that, because I personally had never used soap notes and wasn't really sure what it is. So that's there for you. This is great for anybody that's interested in becoming certified with American Herbalist Guild. It's just a really sort of it's an organized way to track everything that you need to track in order to get certified with them. So if anybody has questions about that, let me know, and I'm happy to go over it, but I don't really want to go over any of that unless people have that interest. The My Plant and Human Energetics ebook you can download right here. Consent, disclosure, and intake form, protocol development guide, follow up. So these are just forms. And this for some reason, okay, good, that's working. That link wasn't working for a minute, and it seems like it is now. So I'm happy about that. So actually, I think this and the top one are duplicate because for whatever reason, the link wasn't working before. But anyways, so these are files. It's just tons of resources for you. And I'm happy to go over them in detail if anybody wants to, maybe in an upcoming community gathering. group, but members is going to show you the list of everybody in our group and how to contact them. Actually, if you click them, it'll show you their profile, and then about that's I mean, this doesn't really need to be here, but it's just information about our group. But I think most importantly is the events. So this is where one of the ways that you can access the groups. I am trying to figure out a way. I'm actually in contact with Wix, because you do not need to RSVP. I would love this button to just say, get the Zoom link, but the Wix will not let me do that at this moment. So, for instance,
hang on a minute, Justine.
Yep.
So in all of these, it says scroll down for Zoom link, and I was frantically doing this while I was in the car.
Okay. I'll show you why it says that, and it might be something I'm sorry, B. That's hilarious.
No, it's okay. You know, I'm not very good at getting this kind of thing.
No, I did actually.
But then I clicked the RSVP, and it produced the Zoom link. So maybe instead of just getting rid of the RSVP, you could say click the RSVP for the Zoom link, and then
so here's why this happens, is because once I do click it, you'll see that everything that was written there is just what's written here. So it's like that I wrote that because for this page specifically, and then it just happens to show itself in that other little box. And so that's why that's super confusing, and I get it. And I can try to work on that. That's an easy fix, I think. Because even if I just put a couple spaces between this line and that one, it probably won't show on the other box, which might be a little more, even that might be more understandable. But anyway, so I wrote that because the Zoom link is all the way down here at the bottom of the page.
Are you able to put the Zoom link just in that right up front, just as the first sentence by chance? Or they won't let you? Oh, bummer.
Just the way like everything's set up, the whole template of it. And this box down here, when I create it, is the only one that allows me to put something clickable in it. So, but the good news is that also, hopefully all of you received an automated email yesterday with the Zoom link. Did you guys all receive that?
I did.
Okay, good. B, did you get it? Are you checking now? You're muted.
Yeah, no, I had a very busy day on Tuesday, so I might have done. I got a case study sign up.
Okay, I just sent that this morning, which I will talk about that before the end of this call.
All right. I'm not seeing it, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
And I never know which email to use for you, so it might have just gone to the wrong email. But you know what I can do is start adding both of your emails to everything.
No, don't do that, because there's more than two.
You know what, Justine? I think I was actually, I think that the one that you and I were chatting on, that you sent me a draft, I think is what I was thinking was the automated one. So I don't think I actually received the automated one.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't think so.
So it should have said orientation, but Erin, you said you received.
Oh, yes. Okay. I have it. I do. Yep. Yesterday.
Okay,
got it.
All right. So yeah. So I would just, from now on, I was so excited because creating all this stuff, I'm like, I just hope this actually works. And I put myself on the list and I received it. So I was like, oh, thank God it works. So now I know going forward that you should all be able to access that the day before. And so that just might be the easiest way to get in for some of you. But so ultimately there's just a couple different ways to get in, and I'm forever working on making this as streamlined as I possibly can. So feedback is always welcome. Okay. So does anybody else, is there any other questions about all of this or anything you can think of, that was difficult last year for the people that have been with me that you want to address? No? All right. Well, good. Okay. So, I'm not going to go into depth about describing what we do in all the different weeks, because we talked a little bit about that in the webinar, and also, I'll just answer questions if you guys have. But as far as our plant journey meditations, this year, I will say we're just going to focus more on spending the entire month with the plant. I'm going to stop share for a little bit unless I need to go back to that. So we're working with one plant for the whole month. So just kind of trying to really deepen our connection with the plants. And I'm going to make an effort to make more posts to inspire that for us. Our first plant, which we will start working with next week, is burdock root. So we'll spend a month with burdock root. And I guess what I'd ask of you guys is to come next week prepared with just, having had looked into burdock and maybe sharing something that interests you about burdock, so that we maybe can all contribute to like what we receive from that plant. But also, of course, we will do our meditation with it and share on that. Week 2 is our case studies. There is an announcement I need to make about this month only. Kat is not available to do next week. So we're switching this month. And so week 2 for November will actually be our business development workspace, and week 3 will be our meeting with Kat. And I'll send that out in an email as well. And then, week 2 typically will be our case studies, week 3, business development workspace, and week 4 is our community gathering. If there's a week 5, we'll just take that day off. Anybody have any questions about that? Good. Okay. All right. So I told you.
Can I just jump in
Yes,
for a second?
Please do.
A great place to get burdock roots is your local Asian grocery store, because they sell it as a vegetable. And I'm just going to paste the Chinese for.
It's known as gobo root. I'm sure people are familiar with that, but
So
called gobo.
Gobo is actually Japanese, and so if you're in a Chinese store, you'd have to show them what I've just put in the thing, which is.
But it is. I mean, it's also a species of burdock, right?
Oh, yes. So gobo is Japanese for burdock, and the Chinese for burdock is niuban, which I put in there.
Very cool. Thank you.
Thanks, B.
Typically, Chinese immigrants don't speak Japanese, so.
Of course. Thank you. That's great. Okay, so next thing is that you all should have received an email that I sent just moments before the orientation, and it's called case study signups. So anybody who really wants to do a case study should go in and sign themselves up, and then you'll present your case study that day. And actually,
I signed up already. I put my name in for February. I have a lot going on the next couple months, so I had to move ahead. My son just proposed to his girlfriend, and so we have a lot going on. We have an engagement party in the next few weeks, and the wedding's probably going to be in about 4 months. So
that's amazing. Congratulations.
It's very exciting and overwhelming.
Yeah, all the things. That makes sense. All right, cool. So you got February. I wanted to pull it up because I'm just thinking to myself, I hope, here it is. November. Did I write the right date in November because of this change? I think I did. Oh, I'm on top of it. Okay. So November 15th is correct for case studies. Okay. And this is our first year with 10 participants, and we usually have enough time in our case studies for everybody to present, but because we only have 6 months with Kat, that means like not everybody will necessarily have a chance to do it. So if there's some of you that just aren't really interested or don't really care to do it, great. Or if there's some of us who desperately want to do it and for some reason don't get the chance, we can, we'll figure something out. We'll do something about that. But yeah, so the case study signups is specifically like for signing up for our case studies with Kat. And then I think that's about it. There's a couple more things. One is that I do have, and I'll share my screen one more time on the website. Can you see it? The website? Great. So under community, I also have Meet the Collaborative. And so everybody that is currently in the collaborative, but also those who have been in the collaborative and no longer are, I just have everybody listed. So if you're interested in being promoted here and highlighted here, I would love for you to send me a photo of yourself and your bio, and I will get that posted. And then lastly, I just kind of have a list of things to go over for homework. So Energetic Herbalism is Kat's book, and this year it's kind of a required text because I'm going to assign us some readings to do, which is exciting. And so for basically the reading is more or less for the month to make sure you get it done throughout the month. But chapter 6 of Energetic Herbalism, page 133 to 171. The chapter is called Our Inner Terrain, and it's an exploration of all the tissue states. So I think it would be really good for us to all get on the same page as far as that goes. So for this month, we want to focus on getting that read, the sign up for case studies, and prepare yourself for our work with burdock root next week. And then the last thing is to read the ebook that I have, the Plant and Human Energetics ebook. It's just specifically page 1 through 11. You'll find that the rest of it is Materia Medica, which you don't have to read, but 1 through 11 is good because that's just like that is my interpretation of everything that we kind of study and learn about. And so it just helps, I think, for us all to get on the same page. So reading that. And so does everybody feel comfortable, like they know how to access the Plant and Human Energetics ebook? You do? Okay. Wonderful. So that's it. And do you have any questions?
I just put my homework in my calendar.
Good girl, Jen. Such a good student. So sweet. Yeah, well, if not, if no other questions, we can wrap it up. I'm just so excited and grateful for all of you for being here, and so excited to start next week. And just know that I'm always here if you need anything, have any questions, and always open for feedback. And yeah, that's all from me.
You always do such a nice job, Justine.
Thank you. This is so nice to hear.
Really looking forward to connecting with everyone this time.
Yeah, me too.
It's great. I'm having so much pleasure just like watching just the crystallization of this program.
Yeah.
Just like the level, the level of like professionalism and like, but also it's still like, very cozy and homey and like personable. So
thank you, Tamar.
Jen, is that your new place?
It is my new place. I moved in 2 weeks ago and I love it so much. I have all my